Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching. So today again we are with our monthly favorites. Now you must be thinking why she's so all decked up, because I'm going out somewhere, so I thought let me just sit and film a chill video. Yes, it is still morning 11 o'clock, so I have to leave around by 12:30, and so I thought I have enough time, so let me just film my monthly favorites. So let's start. So there are not many products this time. I always say this, but when I see the timing of my video, it goes way too long. So let's start. So the first favorite cannot be my monthly favorite, but is one of my favorite things which I wear every single minute of my life, I feel nowadays, is my new watch. Now it's not quite new because it was given to me by my husband in February on Valentine's Day. So it is, if you want, I'll just remove it and show it to you. It is the Fossil watch. This is how it is. Okay, it's not 11, it is 11:20. So it is the Fossil smartwatch and it's rose gold and I like it. I'm obsessed, and there's no point if I keep it in the Almira. So my husband told me it is better if you wear it every minute of your life, then only it is going to help you, or it will be more productive. So any messages, anything on my phone, I can now live without my phone because I know any message or any call is coming. So if any call is coming, then only I go to my phone, or else I'm all chill. Okay, next favorite is makeup, obviously. This time I don't have skincare to show you guys. There was this one thing which I was using, but I'm not quite a fan of it, so I'm not going to mention about it. So let's straight away. So I'm going to show you two nail paints which I am currently wearing or using or obsessing over. Is L'Oreal Paris nail paint in the shade Nude Domicile. And this is the shade I'm wearing currently, and this is how it is. And today I'm not top coated it with anything because I just wanted to be very simple. And generally I top coat it with Nykaa glitter ones because the combination of these two goes really well. Earlier I was obsessing over the Calabar one, but since the time I bought this one, I like this one. So I'm wearing these two quite often and they are really good. So this is my the favorite. Okay, next is a primer which I love, and I know I'm going to finish it off soon, but I know I can get it easily now. So this is the Calabar All Star Matte Finish Primer. Now today I'm wearing this primer and it's lovely. It's like somewhere closer to my Catrice primer, and I'm not able to get my Catrice primer, so I think this is the quite good replacement and I love it, and it's one of the best in cream based form. And I feel in Indian market, if you're looking for something cream based, then it is Maybelline Master Blur or Master Perfect. Next is the foundation. Now there are two foundations which I have been obsessing over, or I would say I like the most at the moment. Is a Maybelline Superstay 24-hour foundation in the shade, I think the shade is same only. There's no, it is 310 Sun Beige. The best part about Maybelline was the shade ranges. It's the exact same shade of my Maybelline Fit Me. And then a stick foundation in Makeup Revolution F9. Both of them are Balm Degree, lovely, amazing, 10 on 10. If you have any doubts, just go and buy, try, and you will love it. Next, another face products which I have been using and loving. One is a blush. This is a Mascara blush in the shade 31, and this is how it is. And today I'm wearing this blush, and as you can see, a lot of mess is happening in this. So I use this very often, almost every second day I use it whenever I'm going out or meeting friends. Fatafat se I'll just put a primer, put this blush, and good to go. So this is another interesting blush, and it's one of the inexpensive blushes with a bigger pan size. Next is two setting powders. Now, actually one of them, I bought it as a setting powder for myself, but it turned out to be a little light bronzer for me. But nowadays I do mix it with my normal setting powder and use it as a setting powder because due to weather, my skin is looking more paler, I feel, or the shade has gone up, I feel. You can even see it in the video itself, I feel. So this is the True Match L'Oreal powder which I use in the shade Sand, Sable, or Golden Sand. It's Golden Sand. And what I do, I mix it with my Nykaa Nykaa powder. So you can see there's a vast difference in the shade. So what I do, I mix both of them and apply all over my face. So what it does, it tones down my face and simultaneously it sets my face. So today also I have done something like that. So these are like going well for me and setting powders, and I'm doing this quite like whenever I'm doing my face, I do this only. So these are really going good for me, and I highly recommend you should try the Nykaa setting powder. They're really good. Okay, let's move on to some eye products. Now there are not much eye products to show, but there are only two products which I would show you because I have been using them and they have quite fast become my favorite. So one is Nykaa 24-hour Veil Luxe Eyeliner. This is the liquid liner. I really like the tip of it. This is how the tip is, and one of the best by Nykaa. So this is the liner which I am loving, and there's a Maybelline Hypercurl mascara which I'm wearing today, and you can see my eyes are looking really widened and really good. So this is another one, and this will cost you I think 300 or 400, not more than that. Okay, so let's jump on to some eye palettes or face palette. Now there is one face palette which I recently, I picked it up like 2 months back. I picked it up in December, but I received it like 2 months back, I feel. So this is the ColourPop This Is For You palette. This is a proper highlighter palette, and you get these lovely, amazing highlighter shades, and I think they are best for Indian skin tone. Today I'm wearing this one on my face and on my inner corners of my eyes and my brow bone area. So this is really good. I really recommend you to go for this one if you're looking for a good highlighter palette. And ColourPop has done an amazing job with all of their products. And one of them is highlighter, definitely Bomb Diggity. Like they are they are exact highlighters. Like they're not going to give you any chunkier look, and they're very smooth to apply. They really give you that wet look when you apply them, and they look very natural. That's the best thing about them. So I highly recommend you should try at least one highlighter. And if any one shade you want to try, you can try the Guilty Pleasure Churro. Churro is like my all-time favorites because I feel it will complement most of the Indian skin tones, and it's one of the best. And they are back again with the shade. So try and let me know how you felt about it. Okay, now we are down to some eyeshadow. So first I'll show you the single eyeshadow which I am loving, and today I'm wearing one of them. So these are the Supernova shadows. Now earlier I bought the Walk of Fame, and after that I didn't buy any because of waiting for a good discount, and then I felt I need more liquid eyeshadows. So I bought this shade called Plain Jane and Juvenile, and Plain Jane I'm wearing today, and Juvenile is again one of the what do you say, it's more of a champagne gold shade, and Plain Jane is more of a deeper tone shade, but not a very vampire shade. It's like a cool tone, deeper shade. So this is Plain Jane and this is Juvenile, and they're really good. So that's the best part. The both shades will complement me, and secondly, it's very handy. Like you don't have to open a palette, then fix it, and then merge it, and all that drama. So this is like a very fast, quick, and easy application, and easy to carry. So that is why I bought 2 more shades. I see myself buying more shades in future. Let's see when. But then currently, I'm really loving both of them. Now some eyeshadow palettes. So today I have used 2 palettes. Now I do this now a lot, and guys, I just want to mention one more thing before I get into the palette. I do not update my description box with the products which I'm showing or I'm using because I don't get that much of time. But now, since I am getting back to my normal routine with the baby, I will start doing that again, because earlier videos I've done, but past 7 months I'm not doing this. So give me some more time, but I will start doing this, and I will try to update my older videos also with the description, like the details. But then I'll try to put it down in the description, all the products, or else definitely it will be on the screen. So I'm doing one or the other, but I will try to do both, but at the moment I'm able to do only one. So I hope you understand. So okay, so this is the Ooh La La palette by Colourpop, and you know, when I bought this palette, I was like, oh my god, Anjana, will you ever use this palette? And then the first time I used this palette was on my client, and I really loved it. Like when I was using it on her, I'm like, why have I not used this palette so far? So then I was like, okay, Anjana, you have to recreate the look. Then whatever look I created on her, actually I cannot post the pictures on IG stories also because I need to have a permission. So I used this palette that day and I loved it. From that day, I have started using this palette, and today also I'm wearing this palette. So I have used quite a number of shades from this palette. I've used these two shades, I've used these two shades. Then no shimmer I used from this palette today because I used this shimmer. So I love this palette. This is a lovely palette. Who can go wrong with this? So it may look very pinky, but when you apply the shades, they look perfect. Like they're really good. And you can see it looks really good. It's a lovely palette. Like you can see my look. And I look good like this also. So let's continue the chit chatting like this only. Okay. So this is one palette which I use. Now with this palette, I used another palette that doesn't look very like video friendly, I feel. Okay, let's jump on to the next palette which I have used with the combination of the Ooh La La palette is my brown sugar palette. And this is how the brown sugar palette looks like, and I have been using this palette also from the time I have bought it, and I again love this palette. Now what I did my base and everything with the Ooh La La palette, those 4 shades, and last May for deepening the crease I used this shade just to deepen it up but not to smoke it out. So this gave me that effect of deepening. So that's how I use this palette. And yeah, and my inner corners I have used this shade also with the highlighter palette. So that's how it is, and I'll give you a little closer look of the palette again. So this is how the brown sugar palette is, and I love both of them. Last palette which I bought, and the day I bought, after that I used it, and you've already seen me using it. So this is the Chasing Rainbows palette by Colourpop. This was their holiday collection palette, and I'll tell you, it's a very good palette. You can really create some amazing looks with it. And you can see I have been using this palette and I love it. The way it is like designed, like I know, like Colourpop cannot, I feel, cannot go wrong while placing the shadows in a palette, because I feel brands, they take out some lovely shades, but they know how to place it in a palette. But I don't know how they do it every time. So this palette again is one of the wonderful palettes, and if you can get your hands on it, definitely put your money on this. It's one of the best. Okay, so enough of palette, everything, and down to lipstick. Now there are only 3 lipsticks I have to show you, because I always see in my videos I end up showing you 10 lipsticks and I say they all are my favorite. So what is the point? 10 lipsticks cannot be a monthly favorite. So it has to be something very close to your heart and something which you use the most. So the lipstick which I'm wearing today is the shade called Brick, and it's a creme finish by Colourpop. This is how it is, and then this is the shade. I'll give you a hand swatch also. So this is the shade Brick, and it's really juicy matte lipstick. I'm wearing this lipstick and I love this lipstick. Like, you know, I love browns. But then this is a brown which has a little pink effect to it. So it is a mixture of a pink and a brown. So it is like really apt shade as a nude shade, if you want to say. It's not a nude, but it's like not deep. So if you can understand, I'm trying to make you understand. But then this is like one of my go-to shades nowadays. Apart from these 2 shades, there are another 2 shades by Nykaa. So Nykaa Ultra Matte has taken over place in my heart and replaced a lot of other brands. So this is the Nykaa Ultra Matte lipsticks in the shade Cocoa and Diana. Now, earlier Nykaa launched I think 8 shades. Later again they launched some few more shades, so there are more shades now. And I went ahead and bought the shade Cocoa also, and I started using it. Now I'll give you a swatch of the shade Diana. Now Diana is a very nice peachy pinky shade and very well made shade. Like, I have a lot of pinky nudes, but then I don't have something closer to this. You may feel at times like, no, it is closer to that shade, but it is not. When you wear it, it is totally different. So this is one shade which I love, love, love. And the next shade which I am currently loving is the shade Cocoa. Cocoa. Now it looks deeper, but it is not deeper. It is like a muted version of a deeper shade. So earlier I was thinking maybe this is the shade closer to shade Cleopatra, but Cleopatra is a total different shade than Cocoa. So you can definitely have Cocoa and Cleopatra both in your collection, and you will love both. So these are the 2 shades which I am loving the most at the moment, and there are 2 more shades on my wish list which I will be buying are Jane and Razia, because I feel they are like, I will wear them. So yeah, these are the 2 matte lipsticks which I love. And yeah, so these were my monthly favorites, and I have consistently using these products, and I love them, and I swear by them. So I hope you loved watching this pretty short video, and now I think I should rush and get ready, pack up my baby and leave. So take care and bye-bye.